the big cue that we will be tracking domestically will be the Reserve Bank of India announcing the monetary policy tomorrow, and Ritu Singh joins in to tell us what the key expectations are. Ritu, the MPC, or the Monetary Policy Committee, has already begun its two-day meeting. What should we expect this time around, considering GDP disappointed a bit and inflation is tracking as per what the RBI would have liked?
Absolutely. Those two key macroeconomic indicators, one is GDP for the fourth quarter coming in at 6.1%, and retail inflation falling to 2.99%, way below RBI's 4% target for the first half of this fiscal, could make one argue that there is a strong case for a rate cut. But as far as our respondents are concerned, the top brokers and economists across India's brokerage house and banks, 100% of the respondents said they do not expect any action from the Reserve Bank of India in the upcoming policy, nor do they see any movement as far as the cash reserve ratio is concerned, because remember, the system remains flushed with liquidity, and therefore they expect the RBI to be in a wait-and-watch mode for this inflation path to get more sustainable, for growth to therefore pick up. As far as the entire calendar year is concerned, they do not see any further rate cuts beyond, perhaps in the later half of this year. 60% in fact do not see any rate cuts at all throughout this calendar year. For the GVA forecast, which has been set at 7.4% for FY17, largely 80% of our respondents say it is expected to remain unchanged for this fiscal. On the inflation front, there's a lot of debate, given that the numbers have actually come in below estimates. 60% of our respondents said they expect RBI to revise that 4% CPI target for FY18 to below that, but 40% expected to remain unchanged. There is a strong case to readjust the inflation trajectory, but more than that, the expectation really is that from the hawkish stance that the Reserve Bank of India took the last time around, there is expected to be some softening in the coming policy. However, that accommodative stance may not come in this policy. It will continue to be neutral as far as RBI is concerned. And lastly, as far as NPA-related measures are concerned, well, 60% of our respondents, in fact 70%, expect that RBI may give it a miss in this policy and expect any NPA-related measures only after that.
Ritu, thanks very much for all those